Hello, welcome back to my lounge room. I hope you're not getting sick of my lounge room yet. I know this is like part 5 of the makeovers. I think from now on I'm just going to start calling them updates, but what I'm doing this month is like quite impactful. I haven't really been like paying attention to the lounge room. I've been going in other rooms, and I think as a result the lounge room, it's looking a bit shit right now. I'm not very happy with how it's currently looking. So I might just show you around and explain where things are at. So this is what the lounge room is currently looking like. It's not looking amazing. So the little dining nook is now by the window. That was over in this corner. That was when I did my little dining nook makeover, which now is a bit of a shambles. I love it over here. I love that you can just look out the window like little mirror is right now. It's really sunny and pretty. But the problem is I really also liked having like each couch on either side of the mantle and having that as like the focal point. But obviously I can't do both. So I'm really torn. Do I want to keep the dining set there, or do I want to bring the couch over there? I think what I might do is move this unit just to try it out. I'll focus this unit over to that corner, and then I can move the table setting into the corner there, and then I can move the chair back over there. And you guys can let me know what you think, but yeah, I can always obviously just change it back. I still really love the job I did on the chairs. I think they're very pretty, and I also need to refinish this. We've been naughty and we have not taken care of this, and it's terrible, isn't it, baby girl? And then also my curtains that I naturally dyed, they've really faded. They've faded to like, it reminds me of like the color of French fries. I feel like they just look like French fries now, so I need to fix that. My writing desk has still been really cool. I've been using it for editing, and the little skirt's been great because I can hide all my charges and stuff under there. And that is the little picture that I did, which I still love. So this mirror is still, I'm going to tackle this month. I think this looks so ugly and basic, so I'm going to do a DIY on that. And then I can like actually hang a proper mirror over the top, or I should say like a nice mirror over the top. So yeah, we're going to do the curtains, we're going to do the mirror, and I would also love to paint a really nice painting that takes up that whole area. The painting that is there right now is really pretty, but I just don't think it's the right piece, and I really don't like the frame. So I'm going to do something really big. I'm obviously not going to be able to finish it by the time before I give birth, because I've only got like 5 weeks left now. I don't want to like rush myself so much. So I kind of want to get it to a point where like it could be finished, but it's like nice enough to be on the wall, but it's not finished, obviously. So also this lamp I picked up for $20. I really like it, but the finish is really bad, as you can see. So I actually would love to try and strip this back to the original chrome. I kind of don't really know how I should do that. I kind of like to do it in an environmentally friendly way where I'm not creating like, this is like just like a plastic film basically. So I don't want to like create like, microplastic by dry sanding. So maybe I could wet sand. Maybe I could use a stripper, but I don't really want to use like a chemical stripper. So let me know if you have any ideas. I really like the shade on it as well, so I'm like, would that shade go with chrome? I don't know. Also this lamp, I really love it, but I really don't like the base. It's so like gaudy. I would love to get this rewired with a different base that I could find. And I don't love the hexagon top. I feel like hexagons can look very like a bit chaotic. Look at that. That'd be so much nicer if it was a circle. And the other obvious thing is I took the rug out of the room, so we now don't have a rug. It was getting really crinkled from the furniture pushing up against it. It's now in this room, so you can see the dimensions just work a lot better, and it's starting to flatten out again. But all in all, like this rug is kind of a bit tacky and cheap looking. It was literally $30. It just has a very synthetic look to it, so one day I probably might replace that as well, but it's okay in here. So yeah, I would really love to get a rug for this room. If you would like to sponsor me in your rug company, please reach out. And depending what type of color rug I would get, I might change the coffee table, because I have a coffee table in my partner's man cave that, yeah, depending on the color could look better than that coffee table. I'm not super in love with this coffee table, to be honest. It's not actually, as you can see, in very good shape at all. Also these legs, I think that they're cute, these spindle legs in certain situations, like in a Victorian bed in a child's room, but I'm just not sure if this is the coffee table that I want in my lounge room. Also, this is the nasturtium that I did for the entryway, and it is growing very well in here. This is like yeah, this is what happened to it when it was in the entryway. And there's some cat food. Also, I know I should maybe clean up my fireplace, but these are like the original old bricks. And then these are new ones that they've added in like the 80s. And as you can see, they're really ugly. So I feel like if I wash it, you'll be able to like really notably see the difference. So I'm like, maybe I should just keep it like that. Again, not sure. Maybe give me your, what would you do? I am also thinking maybe it's time to say goodbye to this chair. Even though you probably remember when I got it, I was like over the moon about it. It's really uncomfortable. It's literally like being used to stare at the back of someone's head right now because we don't use it. And it's just clogging up space. And I feel like it could have a better home. Oh, hello. Oh, so cute. Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out here? Yeah, you want to go out here. Go on. There's your bushy bush. Come here. Come sit up there. Go on. Swim, swim, swim. Swim, swim, swim. So the first thing I'm going to do is work on this mirror. I really despise this mirror. I think it's so big and it just creates this very like cold feeling in the room, especially because it's like you can see what it's reflecting. It's not reflecting anything like nice. It's just like the door, so many lines, and then it's just adding so many more lines because there's already so many lines here. It's just overall not a very soft feeling. So I'm going to add an MDF board over the top, and then I'm going to paint that MDF board the same color as the walls. And then I'm going to put a nice mirror that has like curved edges to create some softness. The problem that I ran into, I was trying to flake off some paint for the walls, from the walls, and it was just like chipping away because it's such old plasterboard, I guess. So I couldn't get a sample. So I just got like a bunch of different sample cards. I found the one that I think is the correct one. We have a sample here, so let's see if I have to go back to the hardware store. I mean, that looks pretty good. So it's maybe not perfect, but like it's like 97%. I'm happy. Yeah, so now we can paint the whole board and install it. Oh no! I have this really pretty mid-century mirror. I got it for about $40 off Facebook Marketplace. I'm having an issue though, because this originally came with this thick wooden backing board. And if I'm gonna hang it on the MDF board, which is pretty flimsy, it's a lot of weight for it to carry. So I took the wooden board out, but the wooden board was actually what was keeping this aluminium frame, which is quite kind of bowed and pretty bendy, it was keeping it stuck to the actual mirror. So now I need to think of another solution to join the frame and the mirror together and make sure it's very secure. So I think I have an idea. I'm going to use countersunk screws through the holes that were already on the sides. And then I'm going to bolt in chain with the nut so it's nice and tight, and secure it all the way to the other one opposite and make sure the whole thing is really, really tight. So I'll do 2 going across and 2 going down, and that should pull in the frame really nice. I'm a little bit nervous about this. I don't know if this is going to work out, but we can only try. I just hung up the mirror over the top of the mantle, and I actually don't like the way it looks. I don't like the dimensions of it in that area. So yeah, that was all kind of a waste of time. But the good news is I don't have to worry about it anymore because I really didn't know what to do. So now I can just hang up a smaller picture or find a smaller mirror eventually. So I have to hang some hooks onto the MDF board. I'm going to use these ones I found here. I can use a countersunk screw on the back side of the MDF board so that it won't like scratch up against the mirror that's already there, and then bolt them in from the correct side. So a tip, if you're ever painting MDF board, you need to use a oil-based primer. So I applied 6 layers of paint to this, thinking that this pink that was coming through, which is actually the tannins in the MDF, like interfering with your paint, I just thought it was the color of the MDF board coming through. So I just thought like just one more layer and it will fix itself. And then I bought a water-based primer, applied 2 layers of that, and 2 more layers of paint, so a total of 10 layers of paint, and it still looks pink because I needed to use an oil-based primer, not a water-based primer. So yeah, I'm really over it at this point. I'm just gonna let this be a future problem. My partner said he can't even notice the pink and that I'm just being perfectionist, so but I do maybe want to fix it in the future. But yeah, now I need to get this up on the wall. Before any of you say that like I should have just left the mirror the way it was, maybe you think that that looked better, I just want to say that I like it like this. So if that's what you think, there's no point in telling me. The little mirror that I'm going to put on also, maybe you think that's too small. It is just a placeholder, okay? It's just temporary.
You want to like write like this?
Yeah.
Because otherwise the bottom will come out.
I know. That's what I'm saying, I have to put trim.
Why don't you just do it like halfway, then you can't really see either one?
Nah, because you can really see that. It makes it cast a shadow.
You want to like write like this?
Yeah, I want it flush, because it otherwise creates like a shadow and it's like it creates a thick black line. Okay, that's good. Okay. Oh my god, don't fall! Sorry if that got over you. We can take it down now. No.
Here, let me do it.
Oh, it's bowing it. I suck. Oh, nothing I do ever works out.
Try to do pretty complicated things.
Not really. Just do things that don't really make sense. The big problem I'm having is if I really tried to get these screws flush down so that they were flat, it started to bend it back like that way against the wall, like make a curve because there's nothing solid there behind it. So now the screws are just sticking up and I don't know what else to do. Okay, I found a solution and now I'm happy. I just put some little bit of wood in there. So the screws now, they've got that support and they're nice and flush. It'd be so much easier if I could use my fingers, but because of the baby, I'm trying to be safe. I've got to look after my baby. No. Did you finish the plastering? How you had to make the wall? Yeah. Oh, this is heavy. Hey, babe. Are you going to be able to help me for a second? Do you want me to push it on the bottom?
No, I want you to get your hand over there.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oops, my belly's sticking out. Sorry about that. Oh, that's lovely. So I ended up adding, oh, he's on my microphone. I ended up adding tea and eucalyptus to the curtains to make them this more like rusty burnt yellow, which is what I wanted from the very, very beginning. So I'm very pleased. If they fade again, which they probably will, I did add a mordant which helps with fading, but this is a north facing window, so next year I probably will dye them again, but I'll probably won't put them back in these windows again because I don't want to, yeah, it's just, natural dyes just do fade a little bit. So yeah, I also need to get some more rings for the top. They're a bit too like blah 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 because there's not enough rings on them. Okay, this is going to be really hard to film this painting because you are currently outside. This is a painting that I did in art school. I'm not using this at all for the painting itself, really. I'm going to pretty much completely cover this up, and I'm just using it for the texture that's already there. There's some little areas like this that I might leave exposed because I kind of like those colors. But the lounge room, it has a lot of warm tones and wood, and I'm thinking of getting a burgundy rug. So I really want this to mostly be like blues and greens to contrast that. I also have this painting that I did in art school and I cut it up. I don't know why, but I kind of wish that I didn't, but now I did it. It's in the colors that I really want. So I'm going to try and collage that and put it onto this painting and kind of integrate the whole thing together so it looks like one piece. You're going to have to trust the process on this one. It's going to look a bit crazy at the start. Sorry, I have lost my microphone. I'm a little bit scared that my cats may have taken off with it because it has like a little fluffy thing, which would be really bad. So I need to finish up this video. I'm now 38 weeks pregnant. I'm very tired, so yeah, I didn't get to finish everything, but it is what it is. I need to still sand and paint the caulking on the MDF board. And also I actually cut the board too short, so there's a little gap down the bottom, so I'm going to cover that up with trim in the next video. Also the painting, I was meant to make a floating frame and I also cut the frame too short. It was a hard month. And the painting itself I haven't finished, so I'm not going to show you a close-up yet because I'm not super proud of how it looks at the moment, but it's definitely going in the right direction. I really think it's added a lot more like depth and organic texture to the room, which I think the room really needed. It's really helped give it more of an atmosphere in here. And the colours have really laid down the palette for this room. The painting is a little bit dark right now, but that's because I like to start darker and then go lighter. It's much easier to do that with oil paints than the reverse. Also, I think slimming down that mirror has really helped the mood of the room. Before it was reflecting the entryway, which is very dark, and again, like all those lines, so it just was doing the opposite of making this room feel cozy. And now it feels like actually a little bit smaller, which I like as well, because it's actually quite a big room. Also, the decor that I had on the mantle was just kind of getting lost in the mirror. It didn't seem to matter what I put up there. It just didn't really look that good, but now it's got this nice backdrop for it to shine, and I'm excited to tinker around and make it feel like more personal. I feel like mantelpieces can be kind of like a shrine in a way, with all your little like special personal things. Also, the curtains here have gone a huge way in making the room feel a lot more warm now that they're actually the colour that I want them to be. So it definitely like feels a lot more how I want to feel in here, not just like looks perfect on camera, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's still a few things I want to do, which I'll get to in the next video, which will be the last video actually, yeah. And from then on, I will just be calling them updates. I said that last time, but this time it's true. Because the lounge room will never really be done, but that will be like the final like resolved point. So obviously I need to take a break with the baby coming. I will be updating on my Instagram and on the community tab here when I'm back, and please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell if you haven't, because I'm not completely sure, but I feel like if I don't post for a long time and you're not actually subscribed, you might not see me anymore. So that would be sad. Yeah, but I'm very excited to come back. I'm very excited to have my baby and come back with my baby, and yeah.